deeper understanding of the purpose and essence of opening your eyes. This is your chance to enhance self-awareness and personal growth with a shift in perception that provides a fresh outlook on life. Embrace the journey from consciousness to superconsciousness by Barrett Kunyan.
Hello, hello, hello. Actually, we can just remove this initially so we can have a better view of our lovely brother Rick Dewars. You don't really need an introduction, but there's always new viewers coming on board. So it's nice to have you back, brother. It's thrilling, it's exciting to be in your beautiful, humble company. So thank you for turning up, brother. So we're going to discuss today a very interesting hot topic. It's unveiling the divine plan, how GPMS.WORLD is transforming Earth's future. Now, you, brother, you placed an update script on your social media, Facebook, around about 31st of August. So if we can just pull that out, and if I can just enlarge this so I can see better. This is what you posted, my lovely brother. If I have the honor of reading it to our beautiful viewers. Right, here goes. Ascension update from Rick, overseer of the current planetary ascension. The potential for the first physical contact with the Palladian universal race is likely to occur around the partial solar eclipse of March 29th, 2025, not the annular solar eclipse of October 2nd, 2024. It is important to understand that any direct public first contact with benevolent races can only happen after the worldwide replacement system and law of God Prime Creator have been fully established on Earth. This advanced system allows Earth's energetic environment to accommodate the physical presence of the benevolent, universal, omniversal races and enhanced beings of light. This stage will only be set through the divine instrument of GPMS.WORLD, which represents the divine plan for Earth. I am beginning to see prominent influencers in the awakening community aligning with the divine plan. However, they are currently in the final stages of conscious reconciliation, raising their consciousness to higher levels and realizing their role in this process. To put it plainly, the current worldwide system cannot be patched up or reconditioned. The less than 1% of nefarious owners and controllers of this system, consisting of governments and banks worldwide, cannot compete with or contest the majority of the people worldwide, who are backed by the supreme law of God based on the principles of do no harm. Simply put, what is happening on Earth now is the assimilation process of God's prime creator's replacement system, which will end all suffering and poverty instantly. Simultaneously, the remnants of darkness are in great panic and are attempting to create fear narratives to maintain energetic control over Earth. But these efforts are in vain and futile, as the omnipotence of Prime Creator cannot be breached or diminished in any way. It is through the great mercy of Mother and Father Prime Creator that GPMS.WORLD has been given to Earth as a choice. Well, that is phenomenal information as usual, brother. Thank you very much for that. Shall we dive into the first question, brother Rick? I think is again we're kind of keeping it within sort of the five main questions, and this one is the first one, if I may. And the question is, how does the upcoming partial solar eclipse in March 2025 serve as a potential gateway for the first physical contact with the Palladian universal race? And why is this timing significant compared to the earlier October 2024 eclipse?
Well, thank you. And this is an excellent question. Again, what I need to just simply begin with is basics in physics, if you will, and the energetic reality. So what GPMS does, it constantly uplifts the frequency of Gaia, which makes it possible for this first contact to occur, but also with the timing with it around an eclipse. What you have now is so many awakened ones and more that they're actually energizing and paying more attention to the significance of celestial events. And because of that, also what you have is many what I call conscious co-creators knowing of the existence of portals, other dimensional stargates, and gateways. And with co-creators, many things are created because of their belief in it. And this is what energizes it also and catalyzes it to be. So, having said this, we have a combination of factors that are leading up to that time. We have the implosion of the current worldwide socioeconomics, the system, if you will. It's imploding at the same time that we are constructing the new world with GPMS.WORLD. And again, everything that occurs, all of creation, is energy itself in motion. And of course, with the different polarities and densities of it. So to more answer your question, again, timing. The timing of the event is, as I said, which the possible event. And this is part of the reasoning why. I believe I might have covered all of that. There's something, let's say I'm not fully given with the information as why it was not October, that it is March. However, what I need to say, this is somehow connected to what Father Prime Creator said, as it's very possible by November 15th this year to have GPMS implemented. And GPMS.WORLD is the foundation, the energetic foundation for this. So that's why it would exclude, if you will, October eclipse, because the energetic environment would not support it yet by October. So it's also saying that significant events will also occur between now and November, and of course right up until March next year to support this. So we are in a very great time. Now, it's also to be understood that there are two timelines as well. There is what we call the higher prominent timeline, and there is the lower timeline of ones not awakened or awakened to enough degree to know the the divine plan, divinity, and this reality. So having said that, there are many that are still down here that needs to come into alignment with the new world and know that it's very possible, and it's why it's kept logical as well, being done through a vote, a ratification, so that they don't need to be fully awake to see the common sense of it. They already know about a majority vote rules, if you will, so they don't even need to be awakened to understand the basic logic of GPMS. Worldwide vote, when the majority of the people vote worldwide for the new system. This is the new system, so we've kept it easy. And at any moment yet, there can be this viral event that all of them will just choose the new reality. So there are, a few variables in play. However, all variables are aligned for this ultimate inevitable outcome. So we're given what I wish to say is some very possible tentative dates with this. And it's written as such. It's not fully ascertained yet, but it is one of the most positive outlooks that I have been given yet in respect to linear timing of when such a significant event will occur and does occur. But it's also important for ones to know that we have what you call the leading edge of the divine delegation, meaning that they are endowed and bestowed with a lot of divine information that is above the earthly existence. And the reason for this is to take the human souls and earth forward into the fifth dimensional state of being. Now, what is still very possible, and in a bit of collaboration with Brother Lee today, what is still very possible is you could go to sleep and wake up in the new reality, meaning that ones that are not awakened could go to sleep one night and wake up in this new reality and think it's always been that way, while all of the divine delegation, like you and I and others, we know what happened, but it doesn't matter. And it's important that this reality, what is here now, is that all conscious thought of it is also gone, because you're in a co-creator reality where there is not negativity or any trauma or misery. And most certainly you do not want in this new reality anyone thinking about that, because they're stronger co-creators up in the fifth dimensional reality. And if they began to think or have memories about the evil or negativity, they'd only recreate it here and contaminate it and cause the same mess that would cause it to fall from grace again. So with this, it is I need to say at this time that most of the human souls will not know exactly what happened, but there will be the divine delegation that will.
Excellent. Thank you, brother. Right, next question, if I may. Can you elaborate on the divine replacement system that is being established on Earth through GPMS.WORLD? How does it function, and what transformative effects will it have on humanity's social structures?
Yes, all right. So bit by bit, let's look at this. The replacement system is a The way to describe it is a full flow credit system. However, there is a method of control, and that needs to be there, or you would have all of the logistics of the planet shut down and everyone go on vacation, and you'd have chaos. So there is the slight conditions that are applied there, and anyone can look at it, that each one is agrees to work, if you will, to the essential goods and services to contribute a fraction of the hours per month or per week. And what we're putting out there right now, because there are variables that are not fully determined yet, everything organically evolves. But we say, for example, where a typical soul now, if you will, an adult, is working 40 hours a week, they'll only need to work perhaps 10 hours a week, a fraction of the hours with this replacement system. And their hours, what they would contribute is towards only the essential goods and services that humanity needs to advance forward. So there is no more of these frivolous jobs like in finance, military. None of these jobs are any longer required. So what this does, these are the biggest workforces on the planet, if you will, the financial sector and governments, including military, where all of this is no longer needed at all. There is no financial system like the old, with markets and trading and all the complicated derivatives. None of that is required, as well as you're in a world of peace. So there is no military required, because you have the world working together as one community with the one common goal. So because of this, it brings the biggest workforce on earth in to assist with the essential goods and services and the logistics for that worldwide. And what this does, because you're entering a huge workforce into the existing workforce that is doing the essential goods and services, then the hours are instantly cut, if you will, to a minimum that any needs to contribute. And we need to remember the current system is all designed about making money, making profit, if you will. And that is not the new system. No one needs to profit in it. They are set free. I could go on and on with that, but for anyone watching it, it's very important, take a half an hour or an hour and go through the GPMS.WORLD official website and digest it. Take your time and look at it. And through that, you will feel and you will see yourself. Many questions you may have would be answered. We have a FAQ section there for frequently asked questions. And of course, on our website, there is the links to email us and what have you. Now you ask, how does it function, and what transformative effects will it have on humanity's societal structures? Well, first, with humanity's societal structures, you're looking at unlimited money to all the essential goods and services. Instant unlimited money. So money no longer becomes a hindering factor. It is actually used as the full advancement tool. So with this, with the structures as such things as technology, and of course healing technology, with unlimited money put at this, and R&D, research and development, even with unlimited money there instantly at the fingertips, everything catapults into full advanced civilization in society. You're taking out what has hindered humanity into the savage world, and that was the evil control of money. So now we have flipped the tables on the control of money with GPMS.WORLD, and money is used as the good tool. How does it function? Is that it's very simply the existing worldwide infrastructure right now, in a few days, could implement, could disperse all the funds worldwide, meaning that the existing infrastructure is already here to do it. Nothing needs to be built. You don't even need what you call quantum computers to run this. It's so simple. The existing banking structure can be utilized to disperse disperse the funds, distribute the funds worldwide. Everything is already here to do it instantly. It's what it is the people need to take the ownership of the two main pieces of infrastructure, which is the internet and the financial routing system. And it's these two things that are already here. Nothing really needs to be built. A little bit of software and programming that can be done, I'd say, within a week, to put in the programs to distribute the funds. So it is very simple to be done without getting in to the details. And I don't think I need to get into the details by what I just said. It's very simple. One, all right, if you were going to do this for the world and you had the internet and the financial routing system to distribute the funds, well, very quickly, you know what you're going to do. You're going to call up your IT guys or whatever and say, open the full system, take down all of the banking encryption codes and gates, and make it a free flow system. And that is not hard to do at all, if you will. So,
Excellent.
without going into too much detail with it, what I also need to say is that GPMS.WORLD would not be here if we did not know we had all of the skill set and know how to do it. It'd be a waste of time. And as anyone can see, it's not a scam, if you will, or a monetary scam. Everyone is volunteers at doing this, and GPMS itself does not ask anyone for money. What we do say is everyone volunteer and assist so that we get the majority consent collected as soon as possible. So there is the unawakened element in the human souls, if you will, is also another reason why it's being done physically, tangibly, and logically, because there is a thing that humanity does not have time. Because one of the things, what is already occurring worldwide with what you call floods and natural disasters, earthquakes, and what have you, it's being caused mostly by the stress level of all of the individuals worldwide that are in great misery and suffering. So this is one of the reasons why GPMS was released to the world, about 3 years ago, to begin to take some of that stress pressure, and for those that were ready to know that divinely we had the plan, and for them to become aligned with it, because GPMS is also the energetic vehicle, because of what it is that takes the stress level off of the earth as well. And it cuts down and it diminishes these chaotic, apocalyptic things, if you will.
Lovely.
I'll
Brother.
stop
Thank
there
you.
because I could go on and on.
Yeah. Without sidetracking too much, I will go to the third question, but I was tempted to bring this up as well, because reference to when we were talking about the gateway as well, run up to March next year. Can I just have a little take on, the DNA upgrades as well, because it's all good and well, fantastic news about the technologies that will be delivered to the public that's been regressed. What about the DNA upgrades? Do you feel that people are becoming more aware? So it's not like people are becoming more conscious aware of these incredible energies that are coming to them, if you will. So it's interesting times, isn't it, brother? So it's like they're being upgraded gently, but to have that ability to see for the first time without, to see what's really happening. It's
all that are going forward, if you will, are incrementally, organically being upgraded with their DNA. And what occurs again, the beliefs of one are so important. So once it comes into their awareness that something is organically occurring with their DNA from the sun, if you will, then by that belief and that acknowledgement, they're energizing it, and they begin to activate their DNA more and more to become compatible with this new reality. Now, for the vanguard, again, the divine delegates, if you will, more and more, it's not a limited number. More and more are becoming more of what you call a divine delegate every day. And the way that at least some of this is occurring is that we have crystals coming out of our body. So it's not just me saying, that we're that the crystalline component is happening in the human vessel is transitioning into the more crystalline. It's not just I or a few saying it. More are experiencing it and attesting to that as well, and sharing that no, it is very real. It is occurring, so it cannot be refuted nor denied. So this is the DNA is evolving, and if that answered what you were asking.
So much. No, also people are becoming, I can speak from my perspective, more youthful in the energetics as well. I seem to have a lot more energy than I did a few years ago. That's phenomenal. Suddenly we're feeling great in ourselves as well. Fantastic, brother. Right, the third question. Sorry, bro. Did you want to add something
go
else?
ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, thank you for that. Right, the message.
No.
Can I? The message speaks of the current global system being controlled by a nefarious less than 1%. What steps are being taken by awakened individuals and benevolent forces to dismantle these power structures, and how can the general population contribute?
Well, before I begin with that, the actual main number is, yes, it's about decimal 5%, but the mainframe of it was around 200,000 individuals in humanoid vessels. But that number is constantly decreasing as we go forward. What you ask, you say, what steps are being taken by awakened individuals and benevolent forces to dismantle these power structures? What I need to say is that there's different levels of being awakened. And one of the problematic levels of awakening is when ones are applying direct recognition to the darkness and aggressive force, because it is fear, it is density. Then it creates more density, which prolongs the inevitable, if you will. So, having said this, things are being taken care of when it needs to from, yes, benevolent off world, but also on world forces, but not directly. We don't engage with any of the darkness because we are the supreme power over it. So you just shift the focus into the new reality and get the majority to do that. And there is no battle with the darkness. The battle with the darkness was won even before the day that GPMS came into inception upon the world. But it's the belief of so many to keep fighting against, like I said, 200,000 when there's 6 billion souls on the planet. It becomes ridiculous to do that and waste the time, because any remnants of the darkness are quickly just outnumbered and assimilated. So you have levels of consciousness that are still fighting the darkness, but the reality is the darkness is not here. The only darkness that is here is what they are creating, what call the awakened ones that are fighting the boogeyman, if you will. So it's not really here, and this is the thing. But the consciousness just has not accepted it yet. They're right at the threshold of realizing what is actually going on. Now, having said that, yes, the remnants of darkness in the past have done more recently some things. But the thing is, the remnants of darkness would not have done anything had we have had enough that were awakened in the higher consciousness to, for example, take GPMS.WORLD viral. And with this, there is no fight with divinity. We simply overpower and overrule all of it. And the main fight has been won in 2012, if you will. Ever since then, we're reconciling the levels of consciousness to recognize and to see this. And how can the general population contribute? By becoming a part of GPMS and don't energize any of the old system or any perceived nefarious ones. You just gather and unite the majority, and it's all done. So this would be, at least my part of my answer on this.
Thank you so much. Fourth question. What is the process of conscious reconciliation mentioned in the text, and how does it relate to individuals raising their consciousness as part of the planetary ascension?
Yeah, well, basically, a conscious reconciliation is reconciling the consciousness through processes of logical thought and rationale, and also weeding out distortions and illusion so that there becomes a sense of clarity to really see what is going on. So, because what has also occurred, you could say the veil was lowered over one's eyes. As an example, they could not see by supporting the current worldwide system that they're actually condoning great misery. But they don't know this because they were also morally corrupted, not even known to them, So with this, what occurs is that more and more events occur that ones are subjugated to through the experience to realize how things are not right, basically, in this world, so that they began to put their focus elsewhere and say, simply, hey, there's something wrong here. There has to be a better way. And where everything is energy, once their thoughts break through, that there has to be a better way, then they begin to attract the better way and can see it and become aligned with it. So it is that process, I like to say it's an unnecessary process for many. However, it does become necessary that if they don't have the experience, they cannot confirm it fully into their consciousness and have it imprinted as a fact, because what they were dealing with is so many co-creators with different beliefs that have also created many illusions and many side tracks, if you will, and tributaries. So because of that, it took a lot of experience. I'm a powerful creator, so I don't wish to be creating things, and I'll say it's in the past tense so that this will also take us forward. So in the past, many different belief systems and things were interjected that are tributaries that really lead nowhere. And I believe Femke put it, one time, it's like a tree trunk and many branches, but the more you rise up the tree trunk, the branches get shorter so that you keep more quicker aligned. But that is a good analogy and example of what it is. And so again, there is the strength in numbers. And simply with the last part of your question, it's been scientifically proven with mass meditation. It has been registered and measured, the effects of it and how it does change reality, or at least affect it or contribute to it. So having said this, the more that go through their several levels and layers of consciousness reconciliation, then the more we have up in alignment with creating the new reality, the quicker it gets done, it gets created. So, and this is the ascension. The thing is, ones will think in the beginning that it is an individual ascension. But at that point, they do not know the reason why they are here, the purpose for it, and that there is a mission attached. But once they have done enough of their own work, then they're at the point that their consciousness will tell them there is another reason, there is a mission, and it is the divine mission and plan to ascend Gaia, the earth, to take her into her seventh dimensional state eventually. So what you have is a lot of the consciousness will be fine-tuned to the last thing, if you will, where we're at now, to recognize, yes, there's an actual divine plan, there is a mission. That's why so many of us are incarnated here at this time, and even reincarnated, you could say, because this time has been written about, it has been preordained divinely, if you will, through all written script and scripture and prophecy, and we are here now, and no one can reasonably refute that. It
Absolutely.
is so.
Yeah.
So
thank you. Excellent. Should we just have a little intermission, just a 1 minute break, and we will put our little commercial break, and then we'll come back to the last question.
Imagine a world.
Yeah, just give me 1 minute. I'm going to use the washroom very quickly.
Yeah,
yes, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Imagine a world where every person is a shareholder of Earth's resources, where poverty and debt no longer exist. The Global People's Monetary System, or GPMS, is a new vision for humanity. It aims to replace the current economic system with a global model based on abundance and equality. With GPMS, every person has the right to a free home, endless access to money, and the freedom to live without the burdens of taxes, debt, and wage slavery. To make this vision a reality, GPMS is calling on people worldwide to unite, give their consent, and become a part of the change. Join the movement today and help create a world of prosperity for all. Visit GPMS.WORLD to learn more and give your consent.
In every moment of self-improvement, we hold the power to transform the world. With BioActivator, the journey of self-discovery becomes a pathway to global transformation. Our personal growth resonates, creating ripples of positive change. The work we do on ourselves becomes our gift to everyone else. BioActivator, ignite your potential, enrich the world.
Excellent. Welcome back, brother. So we will go to the fifth question. Here goes. All right. How does the supreme law of God, based on do no harm, directly counter the fear narratives created by those who attempt to control Earth's energetic environment? And how can individuals protect themselves from these negative influences during the transition?
Well, this is a very excellent and interesting question. So I'll reread this and see how it is more readily and easily approached. Okay, so when I'm looking at this, the supreme law of God is to do no harm. And how does it directly counter the fear narratives? What it was to say, it overrides the fear narratives. It becomes the choice, the moral choice by the individual to be aligned with it, meaning that ones will trust in God more than the evil, if you will, and they will make that ultimate choice, because also it's within them, the human souls, to do no harm. So it is their alignment feature and mechanism to become aligned with it. So it's not a counter, it's not a battle, if you will, with the fear narratives. It's rather a battle with our conscious brothers and sisters that are caught in the fear narrative. And it's not so a battle as well, is that we keep above, and as they're ready to surrender to the fight and surrender to God, if you will, we're there to lift them up and give them the support, what they need. So it's not per se a direct conflict and battle. It is with the individuals, mostly themselves, that are creating a lot of these fear narratives in their reality for their masteries and their tests as well. So there are facsimiles, simulations that they will create at the soul level of darkness so that they can overcome the fear. So it's also the individual battle with darkness, as well as a collective darkness that was created as well. Those attempt, it needs to be understood again that the remnants of darkness that attempt to try to control, they cannot. They only intimidate and create illusion and trickery to make it look like they are able to control. The real directors on earth of this entire, if you want to call it a movie, are the divine souls, the co-creators. It is, we are the ones that dictate, if you will, what occurs with the reality to transition it into the good for all. So we are the actual directors of the movie, but it becomes also the individual ownership of their divine identity to be the outspoken light or director and to shine, to be the example also for others. So again, it's by each knowing to the degree at least that they're divine and that they're here to do something on earth at this time, not just sit and procrastinate. So, there are, again, I'm answering this from two different levels, and I need to do it that way. The highest level is that there is no darkness, but one of the intermediate levels that there is darkness, because ones are at different levels of consciousness where darkness will exist. So I'm kind of juggling around how I'm answering this to facilitate the widest audience with information that I can. So when you say, how can individuals protect themselves from these negative influences during the transitioning? Well, this answer is very simple. Don't try to protect yourself, because if you go and try to protect yourself, it's coming from a place of fear within you. And if you're trying to protect as a co-creator, you are going to constantly create scenarios where you need to protect. So what I am saying is, let go of everything, have full trust in God and yourself connected to God, and have no fear, and be as bare, naked, and vulnerable as you can be, because that is where the true strength is. The moment that you think you've got to set up boundaries or protect yourself or not trust someone, those are the moments that you're going to create that in your reality, the circumstances where you have reasons not to trust ones, where you have reasons to fear. So the highest answer to that question is trust fully in yourself and in God. And by doing that, you don't need to protect yourself. You're part of the universal flow. You're following the universal prompts. The divine red carpet is rolled out for you. You don't need to plan what you're going to do next. You don't need to plan how you're going to survive in this reality. When you let it all go and let God, if you will, in the universe, by that full trust that you have to trust the universe and God, it opens up doorways to the new reality and the higher timeline for you. Always have trust and have faith. I can't hear you, brother. You're muted.
Sorry. Thank you for that. Yeah, that was our fifth and final question. Do you want to add, just to end the show on a particular note, did you want to add something as an addition, just to end the show on a particular note, brother?
Well, let's see. There is many things that I could say, but one message, one thing that I do agree with, that when you begin to awaken, you have to unlearn everything that you thought you knew before, because you've just awakened to a new reality that has given you more knowledge you didn't have before. So it's important throughout this entire ascension that new truths and new knowledge always come in. So you do not wish to restrict yourself on conclusive thought, because that will stagnate you. And it's very common. Let's say that one time you had a truth here, but you come to find out, no, that there is an actual opposite or higher truth. And this is fine. And it's important for ones, as you realize what you thought you knew and what you spoke about yesterday, that can change today. And it's so important for you to speak the new higher truth, because it's part of your divine development and evolution. And it's what we're doing. We're transcending the levels of consciousness, but the levels of truth with this. And again, one basic example of that, when one first awakens, they thought the old world was all it was, that they knew it. But when they awaken, they see it was all a lie. So they have awakened to a higher truth. But it doesn't stop there. And it's important not to let the ego separate yourself from the truth, that you listen to all sides that will resonate, and you discern what has the ultimate value, what ultimately empowers you to take you forward in your divine development and in the planetary ascension with your brothers and sisters. The catch here, as I said, is that there's so many of us here to do it all together that one just cannot individually leave. Some do, but it's very rarely. They have fulfilled their role and purpose, and that they do ascend, leaving a physical vessel behind, but picking up another vessel, let's say in a millisecond, in a new reality. But for the most part, there is a huge ground crew that is here to take Earth to the fifth dimensional state. And again, the quicker we have our brothers and sisters on board with enough of the knowledge to do so, we get it done quicker, and it doesn't take big numbers. So that's one thing. Keep evolving and keep aligned with the thing that ends the suffering in your external world the quickest, and that is GPMS.WORLD, and everyone focused towards the divine plan of that, so we get it done quicker. Is what I say.
Thank you so much, Brother Rick. It's a pleasure, honor, and look forward to a future to connect again with you. There's so much you put up. Yeah, you put amazing information out there. So we will endeavor to pick a few more in the coming days, week or so. Looking forward to connecting with you again. In the meantime, sending you big hugs and thank you very much, as for being here, brother. Big love.
BioActivator would like to thank you for your kind support and donations. Through Barrett Tunian's guardianship of this platform, his activation of truth harmonizes, neutralizes, and unblocks the meridians that connect, balance, and purify all that comes in contact. Do no harm is the key that fully opens the heart's voice to be in the union of the I Am presence, and will represent every living organism on the planet whose voice would otherwise not be heard. Remember, the truth will set you free. Do no harm, cause no loss, and do not impose upon the freedom of others. Love, light, and gratitude.